Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. Today's video is going to be a little bit about electricity. Unfortunately, we made a mistake and I hit the main electric cord running out to the shed. Easy fix. I got one of these 3M repair kits. Basically, you just put all the wires together, put a plastic sheathing back around your fix, pour in a 2-part epoxy, and it'll fix itself and harden, and then that way you don't have to worry about water or anything getting in there. We're also going to head to the store and pick up those electrical outlets I was talking about in a previous video. We're going to go ahead and wire up the main gate and put 2 120 volt outlets on each side of the gate. That way we have electricity so that we can wire up Christmas lights, and eventually we're probably going to use it too for the gate actuators to power when we go ahead and buy one of them. Still haven't figured out what kit I want to go with. Most of them run off of DC and a battery, so the AC outlets aren't 100% needed, but we'll see if there's other options out there. I really don't want to have a battery just sitting out here in a box and have to worry about that. So we'll see what we do with that and what kit I want to go with. But let's go ahead and go to the store, get what we need, and make some unfortunate but necessary repairs. Also, let me know what you think about this new video. We kind of switched our setup here. The first few videos that we made were on a GoPro 7 Hero Black. The microphone was just a factory mic that comes on the GoPro. This new setup we got here is the Canon EOS M50. I've got a screen so I can actually watch myself now. It can actually turn around and rotate, so the GoPro back will shut off so you can't see what you're filming, so you have to constantly keep tapping it so that you know that you're in frame and in focus, which is a big pain in the butt. We also went with an external mic on this. Also has a dead cat on it right now, so should cut down on wind noise, which I noticed in the first few videos was a problem. Right now it is pretty windy, so we'll see if I can actually hear anything out of this, see if it's working properly. This, along with the GoPro 7, you can do 4K 1080p. Right now we're in 1080p at 30 frames a second, so we're going to see how much of a difference there is between this camera and the GoPros. This apparently is a much better vlogging camera. We also upgraded from the factory kit lens, which was the 15 by 45. This is a 11 by 22 and a 55 millimeter lens, as opposed to the other one I think was only a 49 or 47. So we're going to see how they compare. And hopefully this new setup while we do this looks a lot better for you guys and brings you much better content. Alright, so we're all finished up at the store, got everything that we needed. A lot more expensive than I thought. Spent almost $80 on all this stuff. Those boxes, I guess, aren't too cheap, but we needed some extra stuff, extra long screws to get through the concrete, to get into the wood behind it. We did get exterior screws so they're protected, deck screws actually. We're going to silicone everything in to make it waterproof on the backside where it touches the concrete post. And right now we're just hungry. We're going to go get some dinner, head home. Probably won't get started on the project tonight. It's getting a little late and I've got to cut a path to the post because on the other side of the fence there's definitely a lot of grass growing up. But we're going to check it out tomorrow and get some food right now because we are hungry. Alright, welcome back. It's another day. Didn't have time last night to complete this. Right now we're just going to finish waterproofing and putting on that 3M kit on this extension cord that was cut. And we might not have time to do the gate again today because there is a storm coming, but we're going to hurry up and do this one real fast. So the only step on this 3M kit is you literally just trim the ends to get the right size wire that goes through. There's multiple steps on there allowing you to figure out which wire size you're going to use. I went ahead and cut off 2 of the steps that should fit this 10 gauge wire. And if you don't know, this 10 gauge wire is thick. These wires are huge. If you look at a normal extension cord, you're probably around like a 14 or a 16 gauge. This is probably double the size of that because we are carrying power from the side of the trailer all the way out to the shed, which is about 300 some feet. So this 10 gauge wire is definitely needed because you will have major power drop back out there. So the bigger the wire, the less you have, the more efficient everything out there is that you're going to run. All right, there you have it. Kit is together. Now you just need to mix up the 2-part epoxy, pour it in. It does come with this tape right here that you can tape the ends so it doesn't ooze out. But this 10 gauge wire being so thick, it's actually perfect. It was perfect from the 2 notches that I cut off. That this thing is super tight and it's going nowhere. And there you have it. It'll take several hours for it to harden. As you can see, when you pour it in there, it's extremely liquidy, so it fills up all the cracks and crevices. And yeah, I obviously spilled a little bit, but you leave those 2 funnels in there, let it all drain down in slowly. It'll completely seal that thing up and keep it, again, watertight, bug-proof. Nothing will get to it, and you can leave it outside again for as long as you could leave an extension cord outside. Alright, so first thing here, I'm just going to drill a hole through the back of this so that way the wire will slip on through. It's not exactly made for this, it's supposed to come up through the bottom, but I'd rather have it all sealed and plug this hole and have it come in straight through so the box will sit flush, which will make install a heck of a lot easier. And just like that, we have a hole through the back side of this plate, so we can go ahead and put the wire on through. Mark our holes here and here where we want a screw to go through, and then tap right through that concrete and bolt it on up. All right, there you have one done. This outer box obviously has a gasket that already comes on it, so that'll protect the water from getting in from here. The box on the inside here is siliconed coming through, and as you can see, the outlet's finished, bolted on all four sides. This one ready to go. Alright, so we're all done here. I didn't film it just because there's no place to hold the camera, but the way this works is the electric company set us up with a 20 amp breaker. We've got that going down to the GFI that they set us up with too, and then we've got a photo cell here that runs our lights on top of the posts. So simply, this wire was already run up in here down this conduit that I buried, and it was just sitting off in here. All I did was simply tie into the white, tie into the black, tie into the ground, and now both the GFI on here is green lit up and both GFIs on the poles are lit up. So we can button this up and we are done. Now I know someone in the comment section is probably going to say you don't need 3 GFIs. I'm not an electrician, I'm not 100% sure. Having a GFI already in the electrical box that was put in by the electric company, I would assume that one feeding the other ones is good enough, but that box is sometimes really hard to get to with all that overgrowth around it. I try to go around it with the weed whacker, but to have those other outlets now on the poles with their own GFIs, it's easy just to quickly walk over there, lift the cover, see if the green light is on. If anything were to short out or if there would be a problem, it's obviously pretty easy just to see that green light if it's on or off, or to see if it's popped out or not. That way I don't have to walk all the way around and go to the electrical pole to open up the panel, to look down inside to check out that GFI. So it's probably triple redundant to do it that way, but it's kind of easier for me, at least thinking that way. Again, I'm sure someone in the comment section will say something, and if you have feedback, I can always change it if it's not right, but as far as I know, it's okay doing it that way. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and we will check you on the next one.